To take a plane to another plane, to another plane, to another plane, bumping Baka not nice while I'm trapping in the rain.
Hello and welcome to episode 31 of Ezza Trips Balls Make Some Motherfucking Noise. All right, you know what I'm saying? I have a little bit of a hiatus. That's like the second longest break I've taken. I took a break after I hit episode 20. 25. Now I took another break after I hit episode 30, but this was a shorter break. So I appreciate everyone's patience. And I also appreciate everyone's patience with the audio and the new setup. I'm trying to get used to staying close to the mic and all that for everybody. I do it when I'm rapping, but when I'm talking, I'm moving around.
I know, it's just...
So anyway, this is episode 31, and I'm here with somebody who should have been on a long time ago, probably. DKLonely.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
The elusive.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh,
I
man.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for coming through.
It's all good. It was kind of my bad. Work got in the way.
As the great Larry David once said, only two types of people wear sunglasses inside: blind people and assholes.
Well, I'm pretty blind. So.
This motherfucker can't see shit. But much like the great Ray Charles, it allows him to, you know what I'm saying, hear. He sees sounds.
Yes, I see them. You know, like Daredevil. Yeah. You know, like Matt Murdock.
But let's talk about those sunglasses. As you just informed me right before I hit record, they are Kojima related. Not the late great. He's still alive, right? I didn't just kill Kojima, did I?
No.
The great, legendary Kojima. What does he have to do with them glasses, man?
Okay, well, he made a video game called Death Stranding, and these are available on their website. I don't even know why I'm fucking plugging these glasses. Are
you sponsored by the website?
No.
No, sometimes you just gotta plug shit you like.
Yeah, true enough.
It's part of your brand now.
But they're based off of a video game, and the fucking character wears them in the video game. And I feel like that character is me, so I bought the glasses.
What's the name of the character?
Sam Porter Bridges.
Are you doing an album based off Sam Porter Bridges?
No, I just like the glasses.
I'm not inspired by him on an artistic level. I just like his fucking glasses.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but it is a very good game. Tyson will tell you all about it as well, but I don't want to spoil it. You know, new me.
I was just thinking I need to have
Tyson,
need to have Tyson back on the podcast.
Oh, 100%.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. He was episode 3, I believe. And he's not been on since.
Damn, like, where's he been? I know he's been doing Tough Talks.
Yeah. And he's been doing a lot of tough talk, you know. No, I don't know if that's true. Don't anybody go knock out Tyson because he's doing tough.
No. I love Tyson.
So you, my friend, it's been a great pleasure for me to see your name pop up in the credits of many a local project lately.
Well, yeah, it was about time, really. You know, I just didn't want to sit by myself and, you know, be all sad because, you know, things happened to me and us, and, you know what I mean? Like, I almost gave up making music, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Eric's still doing it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I almost give up every afternoon. And then somebody says something like that, and then I decide I need to keep doing it because, yeah, you know, somebody's like, oh, you know, you do it, so I figure I can do it. I'm like, yes, that's the point. You're supposed to just, you know, anybody can do it. If I can fucking do it, you know? Not that I can, because I'm not successful. Well, I can't. But you might be able to. I'm trying. You feel me? So who are some of the artists that, I mean, really, it's been the last couple of years now. Would you say that you've kind of been branching out on the local scene a bit? Who are some of the artists that you've been working with, and who are you working with currently?
I'm currently working with...
you can pull the mic up to you there if you want to lean back a bit.
Are we able to, like, talk about, like, some stuff that, like, both of us know that, like, you know?
It depends. Are we... I mean, if it's your project, you by all means you go nuts.
Okay,
But
well,
if it's something that somebody else is involved in, they don't want anybody to know, then probably not.
okay, well, I have a solo project coming out called Posthumous, release in 2021, and I am very excited because it's my first big thing back into music, and I feel like I'm finally me, you know, like because look, I don't want to make safe music okay, safe as in like structured music anymore. Like I don't want to make anything regular, you know, like I feel like where I'm at right now is a good time for me to just you know, make the music I want to make and not, you know, have to answer to any, you know, label or PR people or, you know what I mean? Like it's me, you know, like it's just me. Like I want to make music.
Was it not at any point? Like I feel like you've always been that guy, man. Like you've always been that motherfucker. You've inspired me to take that direction, you know, like as far as I definitely do make some effort to keep my music like universally palatable on some level, but I try not to do anything safe, and I try not to do anything overly structured unless it's like obviously supposed to be. But and a lot of that's because of you. Like you always kind of were like, nah, fuck that, you know, like, like all right, you're right, you know, fuck that, you know.
It's 'cause like
so I'm happy that you finally realized that you're that motherfucker. And that's what's really going to make you that motherfucker, you know. But to me, like as far as how you've influenced me and my music and my creativity, you're like I've got like a compass needle, and you're one of the directions on the compass needle that I don't want to stray too far from at any point.
Wow, really?
Like if I'm doing anything that I'm like, okay, Breadman would really, really be disappointed in this. I can move it over a little bit. You know, you're a big part of the reason why You a Fool doesn't exist anymore. Like not just you, but also me, mainly me.
Really?
Also, yeah, just because like, you know, I really, you kind of made me realize what I was doing, which was just trying to blow up, you know. I still made some songs that were like true to me, and I never like lied on a song or anything like that, but it started to become clear to me that I was trying to do a thing, you know what I mean?
I was like that too, though, you know, like we all have that phase.
You have to. You have to go through that.
Yeah,
but
like,
you're one of the people that made me realize that like I'm better than that, you know, because doing those types of things are for people that are cool just being like a flash in the pan or whatever. Like I want to do this for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So that's where my head is at with it.
Yeah,
I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life.
I feel like if you do it because you love it and it's clear that he loves it, the money will come because people will see that as really you, you know, like it's really you, it's genuine, you know, like you're just doing what speaks to you as a person.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun doing those like kind of hype records that you know are going to go off at a live performance or whatever.
Of course, like we all did them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like when I really think about what I want my discography to sound like, I want it to have a lot of different sounds in there and certainly some like good performance tracks, but I don't want it to be all that. I don't want it to be all fucking the same, you know, trap drums and the same tempo and the same, you know what I mean? Like I like to have a diversity, but also keep it true to one thing. But anyway, all that being said, I feel like you've always helped me keep me in check in that sense where I'm like, okay, if I feel like I'm doing anything that's too regular or generic, I gotta go and listen to some of your music and be like, okay, no, this is the home record shit. Like, this is, you know, I want to ultimately be making that home record sound.
Thank you.
In 2020.
But you have it, you know.
You're a big part of that. Yeah, because I was a big part of that as well. But
all of us were. Really. Yeah. It was good times.
I'm also in the position where I'm kind of the one that has to keep it moving forward in some degree, right? Like if I was just doing niche, eclectic, like way off the fringe experimental shit all the time, I wouldn't have any, like I might have some following, but there wouldn't be the potential to for this thing to perhaps blow the fuck up. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing.
I got to keep both possibilities.
Thank you for all of your kind words, really. But like, you're also, I mean, like, you were also kind of doing the same thing, because like your voice, right? Like that's also a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like, we're our friends, mimetic legacy. I have a speech impediment. Sorry about that for those who don't know, and it might happen. But anyway,
you wouldn't really know it anyway these days. Mimetic legacy.
Yes, Chucks. You know what I mean? We are like all in part here because of him. Really.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's kind of what I mean by that anyway. I'm not trying to go all too fucking Dawkins on you or some shit.
Well, no, I think you're right. When I, even with last night, me realizing that you hang out with Pluto and this, that, or the other, like, all of these opportunities that we are having to, even like lately I've been thinking about, like, man, like I have so many like people I can just go and jam with and just create music with if I wanted to at any time, and that would be happy to do it with me, you know, and then I would be happy to
shout out ETN.
Well. And so do you, and so does any of us, and it all is ultimately because of the connection to Chuck, whether these people even realize it or not. We wouldn't be doing this. Like, we got this from Chuck. We got this from going over to Chuck's and doing this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because he was about it, you know?
He was a fucking about it. You know?
Like, he was about it, man. Like,
yeah,
like,
he started this shit, man. As far as, like, anyway, that we could go on for days, but like as far as the DIY hip hop making around this area, anyway, we are the first that I know of at all. I'm sure there are some other people doing it, but I mean, we were the first that I know of at all. Around here, we were certainly the first to attempt to do it completely DIY. And that is just the way it's done now.
Yeah,
so you get a record deal of some sort,
and then
you are
like,
doing it DIY because that's all you fucking need. And Chuck realized it before anybody else, man. I mean, I can't even take credit for that. I'm very proud to have been a part of it.
Of course.
But I can't take, and I'm very proud to be even attempting to continue it still, and to have inspired others to try it. But he was the one that was like, we can do this all ourselves. I can do this all myself. You know, even you can do it all yourself. Any of us can do this. That was always his fucking attitude, you know? And it's just like, wait, we can. Now we try to just spread that. We're still spreading that. And I think that even if we don't see any big success off of it, at least we can say that we've allowed that spirit to live a little bit.
And like, kind of adding on to what you were saying before, you have like the balance where you can be relatable enough for anybody to, you know, listen to your music and like it. And obviously, right, with the Pluto shoot, right? Like, because you were there on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, you telling me earlier that it was a trip. It was like, finally other people fucking see it now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was a trip. And shout out to everybody that Pluto and everybody that was at his crib with the video shoot, because like, again, I don't see the results very often. So when I get to meet people who are even aware of my music, people I don't know being aware of my music is still a trip to me, you know, and this is fucking so long into it because I'm just so used to it only being for people I know anyway, because I can't get anybody else to fucking check it out. And now I'm meeting people that have checked it out, you know, and I'm just like, I don't even know how to take it. I'm always just telling myself, don't get excited, don't get excited, don't get excited, don't get excited. It's nothing. It's just nothing. It's just nothing. It's nothing.
And I
can't allow myself to fucking celebrate the small successes. I can for a bit, and I'm grateful for all of it, but it's still just, it's a trip. And I've always wanted it, but when it comes, you're like, am I ready for it?
Yeah,
I hope I am, you know?
That's what the Bones thing was.
Yeah.
Or like on my end anyway, I was like, holy shit, I'm talking to Bones right now. Like,
yeah, well, you know, it's crazy. You realize how accessible it is. I mean,
yeah, right. Like, really,
Kirby and I discuss this all. It shouts to Kirby, but
shuts out.
I mean, we're within so few degrees of separation to so many people that are established that it's like I can't even list them. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and they're all just a phone call away.
and again,
and,
I
you know,
always just hate sounding like I'm bragging, so I hate to, and it's not even bragging because it all just happened naturally. I didn't fucking do anything. You know what I mean? I was friends with a motherfucker who inspired me to that I could be a rapper somehow, and I believed him because he convinced me I could do it, and I fucking never stopped. You know what I mean? So it's like, and all of this came from that. So I hate, but it's like it's accessible. People that are not very different from you and I are on the mountaintop. You know what I mean? We're just so used to not being up there.
We're in the best spot. You know, like
we're so used to just watching people blow up and not being the ones. We're so used to like
it's like fuck.
You know?
Yeah, but that's the truth though. Like it really is. Like, and like it's true. Like these people are so accessible, and yet like we're just here like, oh no. Or well, I mean, I was like, oh no, like AG wouldn't work with me. And then, you know, like that happened, right? So like
now especially you want features. These guys don't have any shows to do. They fucking need that feature money. But I mean, dude, like again, Money Hungry Out West, Flint's album, he's got a fucking stacked list of features. It's just like, dude, that could be like, you could find that list of features in a store on the back of a record, but yet I'm on there, you know. So it's just like these things are fucking crazy. Like I'm featured on it, the same. Shouts out to Freelance. I hope you keep my hook on there, dog. But I'm featured on the same album as
please keep the hook.
Like Project Pat and Gunplay.
Gunplay.
Yeah, dude. Wow. This guy's got wild features, man. He's got a song with Project Pat and Crunchy Blacks, two of the original 3-6 Mafia members on a song.
Awesome.
So this guy's got 3-6 Mafia. He's got Gunplay. He's got all sorts of fucking crazy features. And then me. You know what I mean? Sure, a couple other nobodies as well in comparison, but it's like, dude, like just that degree of separation is just so humbling. But because you're like, whoa, like really? But at the same time, you know, I don't know. It creates, I think it's called Imposter Syndrome, where you like just can't
be yourself.
Imagine it's you. No, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you're not the one that's actually. Because especially the longer you've gone, I think like not getting the recognition and not getting the you know the financial success and all the other things that come with being a successful artist, so long not getting that, when you start to see glimpses of it, you get that imposter syndrome. Like, no, this is not happening to me, right? I think it was Rob Zombie talked about it on the Joe Rogan Experience, because he still feels like every time someone likes one of his movies, like he tricked them. Yeah, I was like, that's fucking genius, man. Like that's so true. Like that's like, it's like obviously I'm passionate about my work and I love what I do and I believe in what I do. But if somebody's like, yo, your shit is fucking sick, I'm like, oh really? Like, all I did was just record it into Logic.
Yeah,
like, there's real musicians out there.
Yeah, you know,
there's like, people that can play instruments and shit. You know, I can't even read music. But anyway,
shout out to the Basementals.
Another book you need to read is The Tao of Wu by the RZA. I don't know if you've read that book, but I've been reading that lately, and he's been fucking making me think a lot of this shit as well. You know, because this man won a Grammy for the Wu-Tang album. You know, produced the entire album, recorded the entire album in like a basement fucking studio that he built.
Yeah. He
did everything himself musically on the entire album, right? Wins a Grammy for it, and then is like, fuck, I'm a Grammy Award winning musician. I better learn how to actually read music. And then decides to learn how to read and compose music, ends up composing movie soundtracks, this, that, or the other. And it's like, man, like you literally just having the ear for it and having the creativity for it is all you fucking need. If you press export and it sounds good and people are going to listen and be like, this sounds pretty cool, you did this. That, you know, like I'm becoming less and less interested in the idea of doing things technically right all the time, because it's like there's a big fucking ocean of people trying to do things technically right. How are you supposed to stand out?
to read music, I think, is one thing, but I was actually talking to fucking Block and John about this a couple days ago, but it's like I would think that going through school for something like this, or something like, you know, TV production is good, you know, like you need it, but it's not, but like I think it's just a gateway into an art form and not a business, you know, like I mean, again, like I like, it sounds kind of pretentious to say almost, but like I don't want to think of these things as a way to make money off of them. And like, ironically enough, like I go through the same thing, right? Like I'm like fucking at Blocks making a beat, and then this guy comes through. It's like, oh, hey, wow, like I like that. I'm like, what? You know, like the thanks, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just like,
Jesus, really?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, and like, that's kind of like been the entirety of my fucking production career. And it's not to fucking say that like I think poorly of myself. Like I know what I want to hear. It's just whether or not other people want to hear it too, you know? So like,
yeah. Like, you ever see that Venn diagram that's like absolute narcissism and crippling self-doubt? In the middle is art.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of what this is reminding me of, because it's like, I know you're like me in the sense that you really do believe in what you're doing. You believe in your vision. You believe in the sound you're creating. You're proud of that fucking sound, much as I am. But yet it's still, when other people all of a sudden are giving you attention for it, it's like, oh fuck, now what? Oh
my god, yeah, it's like
all of a sudden my knees are fucking.
This is so close to my soul. Like you're hitting me so close to my soul so
all
soon.
All of a sudden,
like,
you got all this self doubt. You're like, what if somebody else says you need it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like,
you know, it's like, it's so weird, right? Because it's like you can do everything the right way that you want to, and then still like doubt yourself when you're an artist. Like you just can't, because you just always. Like, you can't make a perfect piece of art, but you're always striving to do the next fucking dope thing for you.
Ironically enough, I was talking to Dottie about this. Shout out, Distinct.
Shout him out.
I think good art is in the pursuit of it. You know, like,
yes.
Instead of like always believing that you're at the end goal and I mean, like, I think the art comes from like the love that you put into the labor, because it's not labor anymore, right? Yeah. Like it's just like, do more of what makes you happy, right? Mm-hmm. Or he has a portrait in here. It says that on it, but
but it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want. I mean, again, that kind of goes back to I don't want to make conventional things anymore, because like it's, you know, like it's boring. Even like making, like, I don't know, I'm in a weird place right now. I'd say it's just like people like what I'm doing, but it's like, do I pursue it? Like how far can I get from it, and what will it all mean if I get there? You know, like it's just the pursuit, you know.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the best stuff does come from the pursuit of it, you know. It shows for sure.
Yes, because like you love what you do, so people are gonna see that. So it'll probably, okay, like if they like it, it'll make them love it even more, because they can tell by just hearing it, you know. Like if it sounds really funky or really, you know what I mean, like really melodic, like that, they can tell that's just more ways of just putting your soul on there, you know.
Yeah, it really takes a long time because you can do many different styles, right? Like you can go down an abundance of it's not just a fork in the road. With music, it's literally a blank canvas. Like, yeah, there's genres and there's loose structures and there's people that have done things in the past and set precedent, but ultimately it's a blank canvas. You can represent yourself in any fucking way you want, right? I think that it takes a long time to find the like what is you, what is just your sound. Now, whether or not that is going to be like, I think you nailed it when you called my shit like relatable, because I didn't really think of it that way. I always like say like I try to But it's like it is relatable because I'm just completely like honest. I'm just like not trying to do anything. I'm just being more uniquely like myself. And I think that it takes a while to find that for you and what that sound is, especially in music.
It comes down to taste too, you know, like some people just have bad taste and they can tell, you know, but that's just like,
and whether or not
it's
relatable doesn't even necessarily matter. Like I'm just lucky in the fact that some people may find me relatable. Like ultimately what matters is that you are doing you know, and not trying to do a thing. As soon as you're trying to go for something, you're not really just doing you anymore, you know, like eventually like creatives can get to obviously there are exceptions where people get to a legendary point where they're like, okay, I'm going to try this concept album that's completely different from anything else. Like a Kanye goes and does a fucking gospel album, right? Or like people can get to that level where it's like, okay, I've done me to the fucking ad infinitum now.
Yeah.
How can I try some different shit, you know, that people are still going to fuck with to some degree because now you're famous or whatever in their case. But it's like, yeah, like I think that you just got to find you, and it takes a while to do that.
You kind of nailed it. It was like, okay, so when you say that Kanye did me, you know, to the fullest extent, like, do you think he could like go to like other genres like funk or anything else, or just go right back into hip hop after that?
Yeah, I think
like, I'm kind of curious.
I think he could do anything. Like, I think that he really could. I think he could produce any type of album, and it would be a pretty good album of said genre at the very least. Like, he could probably make a pretty good death metal album if he really put his mind to it. It might not be the greatest death metal album of all time. Like, he can make the greatest hip hop albums of all time.
Hey, like, it's gonna work,
but it's gonna be good. You know? Death metal heads are gonna really be like, "Oh shit, holy shit, what the fuck."
I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah,
this guy's married to Kim Kardashian.
Kanye is he's my number one. Everybody knows. I don't even gotta go into it. My number one inspiration in so many ways. He's the ultimate master of like trying things and not being safe, but also ultimately being him. Like every Kanye album, it sounds completely different from the other Kanye albums, yet it still sounds like a Kanye album. You know what I mean? Like Jesus is King is a gospel album, but it still is a fucking Kanye album. Somehow he's done it again. This is the 9th time now. But a Kanye solo album is still such a Kanye solo album, yet it sounds completely different from all the other Kanye solo albums. And that's kind of what
So he sets the new wave. He's like he's like the living Buddha of like what dope is. Man.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Pretty much.
But he also is inspired. Like he picks what is dope as well. Like he like
yeah, right. Like
you know
to
what
be that influential and just to know that your choices dictate what other people like
is going to be the not only with music but with fashion. He's done it as well. Like he is like almost as influential with fashion as with music, if not more. Some people say. I don't know that much about the sneaker game or the fashion world, but I know that everybody hated on everything he did. But yet somehow you will not like so much of modern fashion is influenced by the stuff that he has chosen to fucking wear and popularize. You know, just like that combination of high fashion and streetwear is Kanye West. He's a Louis Vuitton Don.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, could go on about Kanye for years. But the important thing is you got to find you. You know what I'm saying?
He's
but he's a great example of that.
Yes, because like sure, like he did them, but like he made sure to be in his own lane while doing it.
Yeah.
Or like he just put his own spin on what they wanted, and like he really understands that. And like I think that also applies to like visual people like James Wan, you know, or Dan Harmon, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
just like with how they write things and how they make things work. It's like, fuck, man, like this guy took some fucking time. So like they love it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, watching Community and then watching MASH, like you can, okay, crazy.
So,
like,
dude, I rewatched Community with my girlfriend who had never seen it. And I'm like, all right, it's all on Netflix now. I had never seen the last couple seasons. I'd only seen up to whatever they finished on regular TV before they switched to like Hulu or whatever. But I don't even know if it was Hulu, whatever the fuck it was. But rewatching Community again, like I was like, this show is way too well written for humanity to
fully
like,
appreciate.
Yeah, like I don't understand how. Like anyway, I don't even know, man. It's literally mind blowing.
Yeah, it really is.
And
just
let me tell you something. The final scene is probably my favorite final scene from any show that I've seen the finale of, or very, very close. There's been some serious ones, but that little fucking joke they did at the end with the board game thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, that is so good. That is
like,
just brilliant.
Like,
just,
what better way to top off like 6 seasons? You know,
they end the show with literally the most meta. They literally pop your brain with meta-ness in the last little joke of the show, and it's just like, man, that's just the perfect cherry on top of Community.
Yeah, because that's okay, like. Even I think that type of humor is like what people want to see, like, you know, fucking be around. You know what I mean? Even like a team up. You know what I mean? Like everyone loves a team up. Like crossovers now, and no, you know, this person working with this person. This like these glasses are a good example. You know, it's like you know, like that's all. You know, like that's what's in.
That's true. That's true.
But the key is to do me while still giving them what they want. Or at least that's kind of how I see it. And I think that's kind of what I imprinted on some people, I think. But
well, it's a perfect balance that you got to try to strike if you want to really be able to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Again, if you're just trying to do a thing, you can only go so far with it, you know?
Yeah.
There's only so much I could do with You a Fool. Once I did that much, and again, I still like a lot of the stuff I did.
Yeah, of course.
But once I did so much and it didn't blow up, like, what am I going to do? Another album of this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I tried doing the blow up music thing. I was like, okay, now fuck it. You know what I mean? And then that led me into, you know, I'm just going to not do music for a while. And then I'm like, I'm only going to do music with Choom Gang as a group. And then after I did that, I was like, okay, I'm getting a lot better at putting together shit now. I'm going to try to make a solo album. And then that's how I got back into it. And I was like, I'm not going to be You a Fool anymore. I have a new name and all this shit.
I'm kind of sorry I put you on that very long spiritual journey.
Well,
by saying I did.
You were one of many factors. But certainly as far as the people around me, not many people were like, yo, like you, this is not really your music, you know what I mean? That's kind of the way, I don't remember exactly what you said, but you kind of just said, like, you're not really doing your shit, you know? You're doing something else, you know what I mean? Because I had a style that I was just really starting to find, and then I kind of was like, fuck it, I want to blow up, I want to make money, fuck all this shit. And then I had to kind of re-find my footing again, but I think I needed to do that, like, all right, I'm just going to try to make shit that's going to appeal in order to figure out how to mix that with the actual shit that I want to do, you know? So anyway, I think that's what I'm doing now.
Damn, man, like, I didn't know that. Damn. That's kind of huge, you know what I mean? Like, just to think that you, like, stopped doing music because, like, fuck, man.
It was hard for me to continue finding inspiration in the situation that I was in at the time. I'm like, I don't know what style I want to do music. I don't know what I want to rap about anymore. Like, it's just like, I'm going to go and have some life experiences and travel and like see where that takes me. and go from there. And now I'm doing what I need to be doing. I'm much happier. Yeah.
I was supposed to travel, and then COVID happened. My plan was to work this last job.
COVID.
COVID-19. I don't know what that's from. Actually, yes, that's Block says that all the time.
COVID-19.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's out to the block, man. Yeah.
I look, life is strange, all right? Just
show enough, baby.
Just be you and just try not to think too much into it, because like you only got one shot at it anyway.
Yeah, and if you do think a lot into it, then I hope that this podcast is as therapeutic as for you as it is for me, because this is really, when I have other artists on, it really becomes just a therapy session for an artist that hopefully somebody else can relate to out there. And I say it's that narcissism mixed with self-doubt that just makes people crazy, man.
I know. It's like
I talk a lot of crazy shit. I don't know if I'm gonna, if half the shit I'm saying is even facts, but I hope it gets through to some people regardless.
But we hope it helps you.
But no, yeah, like I said, still ultimately coming from the perspective of somebody in the pursuit. But the beauty in that, is you have pointed out to me so gracefully today, is that the best stuff is in the pursuit of it. You should never feel to the point where you're like, I am where I need to be now. Now I'm just doing this. Like, that's to me what I don't like about Eminem.
Yeah, true enough.
10 years is like,
yeah, like ain't that like
the
really
motherfucker made it, and he doesn't even like where it got him. You know what I mean? And I've heard everything about the struggle, and then I've heard everything about
fame,
how shitty it was to finally get there, right? Or to get to that motherfucking level. Like, I don't think anybody wants to be there. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's a curse.
Yeah, it is. But he expressed it beautifully. Like, I think it's because of how he expressed to people what it's like to be that famous, that people would second guess being that fucking famous.
Yeah, it's like, do I really want that?
Do I want to be Eminem? Do I want to feel like that motherfucking guy feels? He expressed that beautifully for a very long time. Once he got to the point where, he had his drug overdose, he came back from that, his best friend died, this, that, or the other, blah, blah, blah. All the drama was over, and now he's just a fucking bazillionaire living in a giant mansion, and his only problem in life is that some people say that his music's not as good anymore, and that's what fuels him to make music now. It's just that he's got critics still. Well, motherfucker, you're going to have some critics when 7 billion people know who you are. Christ almighty. Did you not listen to the Eminem album?
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't you know what your fame is like? Of course you're going to have critics. Listen to your own shit, goddammit. Sorry. If I ever had a podcast with Eminem, he'd get such an earful from me. I love him. That's and facts. So many of my friends would not be who or where we are if it weren't for Marshall Bruce Mathers. And I think anybody who denies that is really not seeing things clearly. Or they're in denial. But that being said, that motherfucker, for somebody that is,
he made it though.
So many people's hero. I just wish that he just had a bit of a better attitude about things. That's all I gotta say. Just come on, for me, Marshall.
Come on, do it for
me. Give me a glimmer of hope.
And me too. Come on. I love
that it ain't all bad in this universe,
I'm still gonna go on record and say I still listen to Infinite, because that is also another example of what I'm talking about. It's in the pursuit,
Yes, that's a very underrated piece of work.
Yeah, who else is making that in 1995? Wait, I'll wait.
Yeah, honestly, if we're really being honest with ourselves, if people really want to be honest with themselves
in 1995,
you could seriously put Infinite up against Illmatic and have an honest conversation about Infinite may in fact be better than Illmatic. And that's really, I am an Illmatic supporter.
100%.
I am 1,000% with the narrative that Illmatic is the shit. But I am not I am not against the mainstream narrative when it comes to the topic of Illmatic by Nas. I am with that narrative. That album is phenomenal.
That is just facts.
Infinite might be as good as Illmatic for something that came out around the same time and was, might I say, pretty much a DIY goddamn project.
Yeah.
It was some motherfuckers that knew how to make beats down the street. Yeah.
Basement productions and
ridiculous.
Detroit. But yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like we have that talent. We have people who understand music like that now. We are like, it's about goddamn time, you know? Like,
tired of this hating ass region, man.
It's pretty much
They're coming around. But it's like, it's seriously a matter of that. Like, you know, I don't have what it takes to now move to Toronto or move to New York City or move to Los Angeles or move to Chicago and blow the fuck up as a Chicago rapper or a Toronto rapper, an LA rapper, a New York rapper. It ain't gonna fucking happen. I've realized that I need to make this motherfucking place wake the goddamn hell up because we have so much talent here. Not just me, but literally everybody that I am connected with, that I have worked with and conversed like this with about music is on a page that is not any different from the interviews that you hear from people that are fucking fulfillionaires off of this shit. Okay, we've got the same mindset about it, we've got the same passion for it, the same, in many cases, the same talent or more, you know, in some cases, and in some cases on the mainstream side, some of them are just like, what the fuck, how is that a bajillionaire, you know what I mean? And I show love to everybody, but it's like, I know people. Anyway, they fucking go on for days. The point is, people need to just be more supportive of fucking local talent, man.
Come on, like, we're all gems here, man. Everybody. And I really hope that the tide raises all ships here. It's not like, oh, I'm better than you or you owe me. You know? No. None of us. Like,
how do you not see that it ends up coming back to you if somebody from your area succeeds?
Yeah. Like Murder Beats, he's a good example.
It will be given back to, it will come back to you. Look at Drake in Toronto. Look how much he has put back into that city and done for that city. Like, it has its own scene now. I mean, both directly and indirectly. Just indirectly, he's had a major influence. It's a world talked about city, you know, because of Drake largely, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to see how being able to support people who are coming up locally and not saying, oh, that motherfucker's never going anywhere. Like, why? Why is that people's attitudes? And that's not to say that everybody thinks like that, but a lot of people do. And even if they're not mean about it, that's how they feel about it.
And it's infectious. Like, it really is. Like, even if you don't say it, like, if your body language is like, oh, no, I'm going to go to the other floor where they're just playing like the techno song. Like,
yeah, it's just, it's sad. It is sad.
It is, because like, there's a lot of good talent here, and like, this place needs the attention. Like, we're like the 9th wonder of the world for the fall. I mean, in my hometown, which is the Falls, but we're in St. Catharines right now. It's like a 10-minute drive, so same region.
Yeah, the whole region is just like full of awesome shit. It's also a shithole, but it's full of awesome stuff. We just gotta get the shithole part out of it.
Yeah.
Or at least help people, man. Give back to the community and shit on some Kendrick Lamar shit, man. You know, that's all we want to do. You know,
we just want to have fun, and we just want you to have fun while we're having fun.
Anyway, it's been a good little session of politicking. Is there anything else you'd like to make sure is addressed while DKLonely has the public forum that so rarely steps out into?
Thank you. Well, like, that was a huge intro. Thank you. Just want to say shout out to my family and my friends and everyone that's important to me. Shout out to everybody I've worked with. I can't even, I don't know, like Black Rabbit, Distinct, ETN, obviously ETN.
Even the ones that all don't like each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Because you got to raise the tide. Hey, look, the tide's being raised. Ooh, green tree too. Shout out to Big Dubs and Taco. But
and we have always been Switzerland, man. We ain't never thrown shade on nobody. It's all love over here. So I'm happy to see you working with everybody and hopefully promoting a little bit of unity as well. So that's what we've always been about over here at Home Records / Choom Gang / Ezza Trips Balls, because it's all one motherfucking vision. It's all one endeavor.
It's just a low-key Choom Gang takeover.
It is. And I'm so glad that people are
coming around. Yeah.
So slowly starting to appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you very much.
I wholeheartedly echo my good friend's sentiments over here. And you know what? It is what it is. Oh, wait, I don't have to walk up to the screen anymore. I finally got myself a...
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, no, she doesn't want to. Oh, there she goes. All right. We're about to go create some musical fusion, so look out for that, whenever it comes out. Peace.
About to take a plane to another plane, to another plane, to another plane, bumping back and not nice while I'm trapping in the rain.